Hi, I'm Nokomis Ramos-Gonzalez. I'm a postdoctoral scholar working at Washington University in St. Louis. I'm a 2024 recipient of the PhRMA Foundation Postdoctoral Fellowship in Drug Discovery. So I was always really interested in school, in biology, chemistry, but I wasn't really sure how I could translate that into a career for quite some time. And then, sort of quite serendipitously, my dad was chatting with a neighbor who happened to be a research scientist at Exeter University back in the UK, where I'm from. And she took me into the lab one day over the summer and showed me what she did in the lab, how it worked, and kind of let me know how I could get into that career potentially. So from then, I was very focused on pursuing science, pursuing a degree, getting onto a PhD, which is sort of how I started thinking about science as a career in general. So I am interested in new analgesics and pain management. I'm interested in this area because 1 in 5 Americans suffer from chronic pain, and current best analgesics or painkillers are prescribed opioids. And in the US currently, there is an opioid epidemic. So there is a need within the field, within society, for better pain management. All known opioids that are currently prescribed for pain work on a receptor called the mu opioid receptor. So a receptor is a protein that sits on the cell surface and translates the message of a drug from the outside of the cell into the inside of the cell. And within the family of opioids, or opioid receptors, there's, as I mentioned, the mu opioid receptor, but there's also the kappa opioid receptor, which is the protein that I'm interested in. When we activate the kappa opioid receptor, we can get pain relief from this activation, but it does have its own side effects. It can make people anxious and depressed, and it can also have side effects associated with gut and urination. When we activate the kappa opioid receptor, we know that activation can trigger multiple pathways. You can think of it as multiple branches from a tree branching out. Specific pathways, specific branches in this tree may be more beneficial than other pathways. So I'm trying to design new ligands, new drugs, which will activate specific pathways and give the pain relief that is needed without so many side effects. So the PhRMA Foundation Fellowship is incredibly important for my career, proving that I can write a grant, think about a project myself, and then get that grant and drive the research myself is really important. A standout moment for me would be moving from the UK to the US. I originally studied in the UK. I did my PhD and my undergraduate degree within the same university there, and then took a leap of faith and moved to the US to pursue my scientific career. And since moving here, my excitement for science has expanded. I've had many more opportunities here, which has been fantastic. And one really important moment for me was determining my first cryo-EM structure. So cryo-EM is a technique that I use, and it's a way of determining the 3D structure of a purified protein. So I had to purify the protein myself with my drug of interest, and then solve the structure. And this was a fantastic moment of seeing in 3D a structure that I had solved myself. So it was a really amazing moment for me. So I think the best advice I could give would be to go to as many conferences as possible and to talk to other scientists as much as possible, to talk to other early career scientists and other PIs as well. So I got my job because I had a fantastic chat by a poster that I was presenting at a conference, and it just opened so many doors being able to talk. So my career goals are to become an independent researcher within academia. Ideally, I would like to move from the US back to the UK, take everything that I've learned here and start my own lab back in the UK.